Warren with another episode of Club 789 TV, and today I'm honored to have on the call Master Coach, my best friend and wife, Sabrina Brahm. Good day, Sabrina.
Good day. How are you?
Outstanding. Why don't you tell our viewers just really quickly a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm an executive coach and I have an expertise in emotional intelligence, and I get called into a lot of large companies to help people change their behavior. It's one thing to know that your behavior isn't appropriate, but when a company calls me in or the president wants to change his or her behavior, it's because they want it to change and change fairly quickly, and that's something that I know how to do.
Well, you were telling me before we did this interview a pretty interesting story that I think probably impacts an awful lot of business leaders. And let me set this up a little bit. So imagine you're a business leader, entrepreneur, you've got a company that's growing, but you notice that productivity is down a bit, but worse yet, you've got a high turnover rate, and things are, people just don't seem to be very happy. And so in this scenario, you call in an executive coach who does some assessments only to find out that the big part of the problem is you. So that's a tough situation, and I imagine that not everybody's up for that sort of change work. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about that story, Sabrina, and how that unfolded?
Right. I look forward to telling you that, although the amazing thing is when people find out how other people are viewing them and the behavior, and they find out there is a way they can change that fairly quickly, most people are usually willing to do it. Some aren't, but most are willing to do it. In this particular instance, Joanna was president of a company, and she had a bad habit of criticizing people in meetings, of yelling at people, throwing papers down. She had called my organization in to do 360s, which is an assessment where you check out how people feel about other people in the company. And when the results came back for Joanna, what they said was they thought she was arrogant, they thought she was self-centered, critical, that she got great pleasure out of demeaning other people. Well, Joanna was totally shocked by this feedback. She had no idea that the staff didn't like her, and at first she was very defensive. She thought it was because she was so good at doing a great job and they just didn't understand that she was trying to get those results. But I was able to very tactfully convince her that no, it seems like there's certain things you're doing that are impacting people negatively.
So I'm glad that Joanne was open for making some awareness that she had this part of the problem, and it sounds as if she was open for doing some change work. What were some of the key suggestions that she took on and implemented with your help?
Okay, well, first off, let me just mention that emotional intelligence basically means the ability to be flexible and use a lot of different emotions and not be stuck in one behavior. And so that's what we're always wanting. And what we've found is negative emotions, yelling at people, being critical, putting them down, they actually have been shown to decrease the productivity in companies anywhere from 20 to 50%. It turns out when people are angry or critical, that emotion is contagious. Other people catch it. So it's really, really a not good thing. And that's one of the things we were able to convince Joanna of was this is not good that this is happening and you need to change your behavior. The first thing is she had to be aware of it and how to do that. Start noticing how she was behaving, asking staff on a 1 to 10, with 10 being I'm having really positive behavior, 1 I'm not, where am I right now? So she had to start noticing those things. This was a complex problem, but just in this quick amount of time we had, the thing that I can tell you is really, really helpful, was helpful to her and other people, is practice listening to people. And you do that by practicing in advance, reflecting on how you want to come across with that person or in that meeting. Practice not interrupting, not finishing sentences for people, waiting till they finish, letting them express their ideas with, and just giving them some good questions so you can find out more information. This was hard for Joanna to start. When she did, she was doing it maybe 3 to 5 minutes a day because it was a hard new behavior for her. The thing that so surprised her was she didn't realize that she could listen to other people without agreeing with them. In other words, she could hear their point of view. Didn't mean she was going to agree and have the same point of view they had. Over a 6-month period, she not only changed her behavior where she was listening more, but what happened was people felt more accepted by her. They felt like she was being more positive. They were more willing to express their opinions and share ideas. And the big surprise was several great initiatives and innovations came out of the ideas that other people suggested. And this was a huge surprise to Joanna, and she was delighted by it. And the company is functioning much better. The turnover is down, and the absenteeism is down in the company.
Wow. Wow. I would imagine that the staff were equally excited about this, in addition to Joanne. I mean, not only to improve her bottom line, but you've got a bunch of staff now that are feeling a little more empowered, feeling better about their work, and I could see how that was showing up as an improvement on the bottom line. Any closing suggestions to people, to a business leader who thinks they might possibly be contributing to some dysfunction in their company?
Yes, the first thing is to have some way to find out how other people are reacting to you. 360s where you do a confidential survey is a good way. Asking some people that you really can trust to give you some honest information. Ask what they think. Call in an executive coach or a consultant and get them to observe and see what's happening. With Joanna, I not only talked to her individually and we did the assessments, I also sat in on staff meetings, which gave me a lot of good information. You would think people would change their behavior when they had a new person in the staff meeting, but they tend to go ahead and do the behaviors that aren't working very well in front of this other person. So think about how you want to be and get some feedback and get some direction so you can begin to make those changes.
Excellent advice, Sabrina. And you make a complex problem seem almost easy, but I know there's more to it than that. But thank you so much for your time and sharing a little bit of slice into the life of an executive coach in the important world of emotional intelligence. I look forward to chatting with you in the near future about more topics in the soft skills, communication, and of course, the emotional intelligence realm.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.